can't believe it's now over 55 years since I was first employed at the Giftnock and Newland Synagogue, which is behind us. Over the past 5 years, since the onset of COVID, we've had to work very hard to provide programs and support the community.
It's unbelievable that 55 years have passed since we first arrived here. We were just married 3 weeks.
In 1969, we were from the first shluchim, emissaries sent out by the Lubavitcher Rebbe to bolster Judaism and mitzvah observance in communities around the world. In Glasgow, we are on a life's mission to connect people to Hashem, God, both spiritually and physically. The greatest thing is that we're still here. And the fact that we can still put together 150 people or more people to attend our forthcoming celebration dinner says it all. Still Happy New Year to you and your husband. Well, it's driven by the ethos of love your neighbor as yourself, which is an integral part of the Jewish teachings, and also by the drive and example given to us by the Lubavitcher Rebbe, who teaches us that you're not here for yourself, you're here for other people. We're indebted to this support, the financial support that we got from people both within the community and supporters out of the community, who enables us to do all the different things. Lovely to see you. How are you? Good. Yeah, thank God. We had a tremendous encouragement from both the members of Parliament and from the local council.
On the occasion of the 55th anniversary of the Lubavitch in Scotland, may I offer my congratulations of Mazel Tov, as promised, but also on behalf of His Dreadful Council, to Rabbi and Mrs. Jacobs and all of the members of the Glasgow Jewish community on reaching this historic milestone and for all you have achieved during that time.
My mum's a born teacher, very animated and with lots of expression. I can still hear many of the stories of the Torah and the Bible being said, and even when I read them now, I can still hear her voice and her way of telling them.
Over 55 years, she's taught 3 generations in families. What to me is even more incredible is that through the restaurant, through the Chaims, they are able to provide the lunch and learn, which is an opportunity for women across the community of all ages to come together and to be re-inspired by her. You know, many of those ladies will have gone to her nursery school or her Cheder class or Bat Mitzvah class, and yet they're continuing to be educated and inspired by her even later on in life.
So we started off with a nursery school, and we had a nursery school for over 30 years, and lots of people here tonight might have come or brought their children. And the funniest thing was, there's people that came and brought their children, and then I opened the door, took their children from them, and like 20 years later, or 25, 30 years later, I opened the door, and there is the mother giving over her grandchild, and I'm still taking the child. So that was that, and then I ran the Cheder classes. Sometime we had over 120 children a week, and we did the Bat Chayil classes, which was lovely.
She was a very popular teacher, and you know, quite often when I was walking around the school, you know, I'd see her in action, and she was so focused on what she was doing.
When my daughter, I couldn't afford to send her to Cheder because we could no longer afford to keep show fees up. Chaim came to the door and said, if you like, we'll teach her, and we'll teach her privately, and we won't charge you. And they did this for many, many, many years. Thank you very much.
The remit of Lubavitch is to provide in a community which is not being provided, and we saw areas in the community where there are major gaps, particularly during COVID, and therefore we went for it.
We did the best we could, and because we're very much into the food and feeding the community in all different ways, we thought, well, this is the way forward. So whenever we were allowed, the chefs would go in and they would make food, and if people were financially in a difficult position because of COVID, we would give them the food, and other people that could buy it but just weren't in a position to go shopping and to cook it themselves, then we would deliver it to their doors, and obviously the ones that could pay would pay. And this is how we felt forward.
Yeah. Hello, Lubavitch of Scotland and L'chaim's Kosher Catering. What can we do to help you? Due to the generosity of certain individual donors, many of them who are here in the audience this evening, this enabled us to offer food below cost or food for nothing, and in this way you knew that you're going to sleep at night and you've fed people who otherwise would have only had jam and toast for dinner. That's the greatest pleasure in our life.
Well, I have nothing but good to say for Chaim and Sarah. They're wonderful people. They've been wonderful support to me when my daughter's away. They come and look after me. And not only to me, it's the whole community. They are wonderful people.
Hashem was behind everything that we did, and he gave us the energy, he gave us the thoughts what to do and how to do it, and he blessed us with whatever we tried to do. We're meant to serve Hashem with joy, and that's come. So through Purim, through Hanukkah, or whatever we do should be with joy.
Purim in our home was always so exciting, and the highlight for us was always the Purim concert and dinner that my parents put on. Over the last 15 years, I've had the privilege to continue those magical moments.
Our ongoing campaign of sending birthday cards to children and adults is to let everyone know when their Hebrew birthday occurs so that everyone can celebrate their Hebrew birthday on the Hebrew date. Birthday cards have been a program of ours for a number of years, initiated by the Rebbe, the Lubavitch Rebbe, but more recently we've now extended that not just to children but also to adults as well. And a lot of adults are now touched by the fact that, oh, Chaim and Sarah know my birthday, it's so nice to get a card. It's anything between 50 to 80 cards a month at the moment. In times of stress and suffering, it's a very special mitzvah to write a Sefer Torah to bring about Hashem's protection on the Jewish people and all mankind. And this time, last year, in Melbourne, Australia, we launched the writing of such a Sefer Torah, and when it is completed, we hope to give it on loan to a community in Israel.
So from a young age, I was watching my parents as shluchim, Chabad emissaries here in Glasgow, and wanted to always get involved in that type of work myself. The shul in the park is a Chabad Lubavitch outreach shul here in Glasgow, and looking to welcome everybody and live up to the strap line of where the prayers are warm and the people are friendly and everyone feels at home.
Welcome everybody here this week. As a result of COVID, we suddenly came into this new era of Zoom, and therefore you could have a talk, you could have an interview, and 100 people, 200 people can come on board and listen to your interview or whatever it was without having to leave their own home. And this brought more participation of people than it was before.
Chicken, roast potatoes, and veg. We did more catering for events once things opened up again, and we still do theme nights in the restaurant. It was really, really, very, very well attended, and we'll continue, please God, to do these things. Come Hanukkah, we'll do something for Hanukkah, and we supply the shuls with food. They take food from us. We have lots of frozen products. We have about 10 different soups. We have about 24 main courses. We have about 10 different desserts. that people will phone up and they'll buy.
The major donor family is our guests of honor this evening, David and Carol Walton, and we're very fortunate that David and Carol have honored us and graced us by being the guests of honor.
The work you do in outreach and in the kosher meals throughout Scotland and providing warmth in your home and education to the community has been invaluable.
Chaim is my inspiration. He gives me enthusiasm. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Thank God, we've become a strong team for 55 years. We're different, but that's what's good about it. And also, thank God for our children, and now our grandchildren, and even our great-grandchildren.
Without Sorrow's input and professionalism and meticulous attention to detail, the majority of this would never have come into fruition. The most important thing has been that every time there's been a crisis and you wonder how you're going to get through it, and then you look back and you see every time that, thank God, with Hashem's blessings, with the Rebbe's blessings and prayers, we've done it.
L'chaim.
No, it's not. L'chaim at 55 years.
And l'chaim, please God, for the next lots and lots of years in good health and success and Mashiach. Thank you.